So the period of my self-imposed ban on book buying has just finished, and I got literally crazy with buying a lot of books. And so I went to the BOOKXCESS store that is opened recently in Johor Bahru. Yeah, so I'm actually at Sunway Big Box right now. It's quite a distance away from Johor Bahru city center, and today I just wanted to go to the bookstore and buy some books. This is actually my first time coming to this place. It is located somewhere in Nusajaya, quite far from where I live, but yeah, just visiting for the weekend. So we are here. So this looks like a really big bookstore, and not sure if I'm gonna spend a long time there, but looks like some interesting stuff is inside there. So yeah, exciting. So I just found the fiction section. So it seems like there are more books upstairs. Yeah, so this is where you can get most of your lit fics. Most of them are in here. I'm gonna browse and you can leave me alone. And I got really crazy because I ended up buying 10 books from that store. So yeah, I basically have this much, and right now I'm gonna pay. And my hands are really tired also. It was nice. It felt nice to be able to buy books again. I guess that's like the perks of having a day job, you know. What's the point of getting the paycheck every month if you're not gonna spend it all on buying books and making stupid videos? So when I buy books, the main criteria that I follow are: one, the books written by authors that I've read before and that I enjoyed, and I would like to read more of that author, so I would get their books. Two is that I would also try to get books from authors that I've not read before, because I wanted to try, new authors. Maybe I would like that as well. Third criteria would be, probably the cover. I know that, it's a well-known saying of, we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it's marketing. They are trying really hard to make beautiful covers to attract customers like me. It just makes a lot of sense for me to be enticed by beautiful covers, right? I like having nice covers for my books. But fourth, the most important criterion that I follow when I buy books is that when I look at the book, I have some nice feelings towards it. And I don't know how to explain that. I just have a good feeling about it, and I feel like I want to read it. And usually it doesn't involve a lot of blurb reading because I usually confuse myself when I read the blurb. So when I get a book, I typically have no idea on how to describe what the book is going to be about. I just know that how the book kind of makes me feel. It's just based on a hunch. And so just quickly, we're just gonna look at what are the books that I bought. So starting with the first one, it is A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. And this is a picaresque novel. I've read a lot of comments on this novel online about how the characters aren't exactly the most appealing characters. And I think that really piques my interest on this book. The second one is Jonathan Franzen, and it's called Freedom. This is the first novel from Jonathan Franzen that I bought. I've never read any of his before. And it's a family novel. Next one is a classic. It's Erich Maria Remarque, and it's called All Quiet on the Western Front. I would love to read the German version of this novel, but it's pretty difficult to find German books in Malaysia. So I guess an English version will do as well. But then again, my German is kind of like 60%, 70%, not exactly 100%. So even if I am able to get the German version, I probably won't be able to like, you know, cruise through it. So let's just start with the English version and see how it goes. Next, we also have another classic. This one is Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. I have always wanted to try reading this book because of, you know, the historical fiction elements of it and, you know, some romance. And I'm not sure how else I would describe it because I've not read this. And I also try not to research too much on this because I want to avoid spoilers. So, yeah, exciting. So the next book that is the book that I bought because I had a little bit of FOMO, and it's called Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. So this book had a movie, and I've not seen the movie, even though it came out like years and years and years ago. And I just want to know what the plot of the story is. And, you know, I guess a good way to start is by reading the book. Next, we have Elif Shafak, Honor. This is the book that I bought because I really like the author's novels. Previously, I've read 4 of Elif Shafak, and the last one I read was The Bastard of Istanbul, which was amazing. And this one sounds amazing as well. It is set at a more modern period, and I hope that will be as beautiful as the previous 4 that I've read as well. Before that, I read The Gaze, The 40 Rules of Love, The Architect's Apprentice, and like I said, The Bastard of Istanbul. So this is gonna be my 5th. Next is a novel by Dai Sijie, and it's called Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress. This book is about 2 boys who discovered like Chinese translation of Western literary works, while at the same time kind of flirt with the tailor's daughter. Next is a novel by a Nigerian author, Chigozie Obioma, and it's called The Fisherman. This book is about a bunch of brothers who skip school and went fishing, and then over there they receive a prophecy that kind of freaks them out, or at least sounds kind of scary. Next one is a book by Chinese author Mai Jia, and it's called Decoded. This book is about a guy who was recruited into the Chinese intelligence agency as a cryptographer, and then he found out that his best friend is working for the country's enemy. So yeah, how many of you have your friends working as your country's enemy, right? Last but not least, we have a pretty heavy book. It is big and it is making my hands tired. This is a brief history of 7 killings by Marlon James. Now, this book is kind of based on the attempted assassinations of Bob Marley, and to be honest, I am not too familiar with his music. But then I'm kind of got interested in this book because of my 4th criterion. It kind of just makes me feel good while I'm looking at it. I just don't know why I feel interested in reading this book, and yeah, it's quite difficult to explain. So that's it. Those are the 10 books that I bought from BOOKXCESS. I'm not gonna read these books right away because I also have a lot of other books in my TBR. So I am going to just like put them aside, and then after that just pick them whenever I feel like reading any one of those. So that's it for today's video, and I hope that everyone is doing fine, and see you next time. Bye bye.